Okay, well, welcome to the Clifford House. Y'all live here locally?
Yep, yes.
Okay. Mr. Clifford was born in Rome, New York in 1842, and he served on what we call the National Guard today. It was called the Home Guard in those days for the state of New York. He had a partner, Mr. Smith, at T.C. Smith, and they opened up merchant stores or tobacco stores on the East Coast. That's kind of what they did for a living. And he went to West Virginia in 1870 and met a young lady by the name of Unity Bell. They got married in 1872, had a little girl named Lottie. Lottie's important to remember. And in 1874, he said goodbye to his wife and daughter. And he and Mr. Smith made their way to Jacksonville. Took a boat to Mellonville. Anyone want to guess where Mellonville was? Mellonville, Florida. Sanford, we call that today.
Oh.
And then he got him a little wagon, a couple of ponies, made his way cross country till he come down here to Lake Woodward, which sits down where 19 crosses 441. He bought 160 acres for $1.25 an acre. And he went to Jacksonville, picked up a bunch of supplies, come back down that hill, and he built that house right there, that one on the top. He promised his wife was going to build her a nice big house by the lake. He drew the plans up for this house you're standing in 1894. However, in December of 1894, we had a freeze, dropped to 12 degrees. Following February, it dropped to 8 degrees. And people got frightened, and they left. They left it and went back north. So it took him 16 years to recover before he started building on this house. This is a neoclassic design out of New York. He started on it January 1, 1910. He moved his family in here in 1911, Thanksgiving. Took that long for it to build. House is 4,500 square feet. There's 18 rooms, 6 fireplaces. The house is totally made of cypress inside and out, except for the flooring. The flooring is hard of pine, and it's double flooring. The boards underneath run east and west. These run north and south. There are no creaks in this house. That's how solid it is. All right, we'll move in here. Here's one of the fireplaces. All the fireplaces are different. All the wood that surrounds the fireplace is different. It came as a kit. He paid $12.50 a kit for each one of these fireplaces. This is imported marble from Italy, and they're all different. And these fireboxes, they can either burn coal or wood. Right? They can't burn anything anymore because the chimneys are all deteriorated up there. So, right behind you there is the new Ocklawaha Hotel right here. This way, get this line. This was first built in 1877. There's a picture of it right there. And it was built by Mr. Pendry. He sold it to a larger conglomerate, and it soon became 20 feet short of a football field. That's 280 feet long. Set over here on Lake Gracie, right off of Center Street. There's the hotel. This is a riding stable. This is the bowling alley. That's the only building left over there now is the bowling alley. And it's been turned into a private residence. Now, if you lived in this hotel, you had, or if you stayed in this hotel, you had all kinds of rights. You had a golf course, you could play golf. Down here where Eustis Heights Elementary School, that used to be the golf course. And they had all kinds of lawn games and water sport games and everything. It cost you a big whopping $3 a day to stay in there. They served their food through here. This has come out of the warming kitchen. The door of the kitchen always kept closed because Mrs. Clifford, for a couple of reasons, she didn't like the smell of cooking, for one. And the other thing is that if Mrs. Gotrocks was sitting here having lunch, she didn't want the servant to be seen by, like the lawn guys come in here. Florida, as a state, never had slaves. They and Mr. and Mrs. Clifford had about 6 or 7 servants, paid servants that lived off property and came to work like a regular job. I'm not saying that Florida never had slaves because some guys would come down and bring 4 or 5 slaves with them from up north, but Florida itself never had slaves. This machine here dates to 1836, still works. They'd build a small fire under one side to keep the water hot, and they would use lye soap, where you couldn't stick your hands in there. This is a plunger or an agitator, whatever you want to call it. And that's how they would do it, and they would use the stick end to move it closer. I call this a rich man's agitator, and that's a poor man. Behind me is Lottie. She's getting packed up, ready to go to Atlanta. This is her trunk. And they had an interest in a big hotel in Atlanta at the time, so they would go up there quite a bit. And that's not really Lottie, but she's keeping with the COVID-19. She's been very decent.